Men's golf, thanks for letting us work with you this year. We're looking forward to a great season. Good job up in Colorado Springs, and I wish you all the best on your future events. So our initial analysis showed there are some areas that we need to work on, particularly with our pelvic rotation, our pelvic tilt, kind of core activation. But before we get to that, we do have to address reverse spine angle. So 5 out of the 7 of you on your backswing had reverse spine angles. That means on the 2D analysis, when I draw a line, your head is forward ahead of your waistline. Ideally on that backswing, we would like the head behind the waistline. The reason that's important, particularly from a medical perspective, is careers end with reverse spine angle, meaning that you can get back injuries, whether it's to the bone, whether it's to the disc, or just generalized muscle pain. And so we need to correct that first and foremost before doing the other corrective exercises. So what we're going to show you today is I recruited the women's golf team to show some exercises, or I should say some drills, to address reverse spine angle. All right, the first thing we're going to work on is your pelvic tilt in the quadruped position. And so similar to the motion we did standing up, you're going to start with arching your back and then flattening your back. All right, arch and then flat. Keep going, get it down. Hold it for maybe 2-3 seconds, really pull up, and then down. And I really want you to feel that motion of you arching your back, flattening your back, and then arching your back. One more time, and then down. I want you doing that for 60 seconds. Next move, we're going to continue focusing on the pelvic tilt, but we're going to do it in the on your back. And so that same pelvic tilt motion, go ahead. And we want you to arch, and then we want you to flatten. All right, it's a very small movement when laying on your back, but you're doing that pelvic tilt. We're removing elements of gravity to make it a little bit easier, but the goal is for you to engage those pelvic floor muscles, those core muscles, and to get that movement. A modification you can do is get a towel, put it right under the low back there. So if you need a little feedback, this is good. So go ahead. So you're gonna arch, and then when you flatten, you should feel yourself flattening that towel, and maybe even slightly coming off the table just a little bit. And just kind of keep doing that motion. We're engaging those pelvic floor muscles, those core muscles, and this will help generate power when you swing and when you throw. This next one is called the step out or step back. So you're gonna have a bat up over your head, and what you're gonna do is keep your upper body still and take a step back with one foot, and you should feel a nice little stretch on that side hip when you step back. Again, this is a test or a corrective exercise to help with the disassociation of the lower body from the upper body. And so when you step back, you should feel a nice little stretch right in there. And a habit that can happen when you do this, so we want this nice and parallel. You see how her shoulders are turning slightly when she does that? You also want to keep the shoulders square to the front. So try that again and keep your shoulders square to the front. Right, so the shoulders square with the back. Nice little step back there. So a good little stretch, and you can adjust your step to whatever fits your stride, your leg length. Just feel a nice little twist turn there. And what we're doing is we're training the lower body to separate from the upper body and vice versa. Excellent. All right, so again, we're going to work on pelvic rotation, working on disassociation of the lower body from the upper body. These are called supported stork turns. And so using a golf club there, if you have a PVC pole, you can even a bar, just an edge where you're holding yourself up to help you balance. And so we're going to start on one foot because we're also going to be working on balance. And what she's going to do is rotate her knee back and forth. And the key thing is you can see she's crossing the line to the other side. And she's keeping her upper body still. Her head is up. Make sure you're not looking down on this one because we're also working on balance. And what we're doing is working on disassociation of that lower body from the upper body. Some people will have a tendency to flare that knee out. You don't have to go that far out. The goal is to get it across and come back maybe about 45 degrees to that opposite side. Go ahead and try the other leg. Again, working on balance, cross over. Those shoulders are nice and square, and the hips are disassociating from the upper body. So we're working on pelvic rotation, creating a coil, being able to generate power. All right, this next one is thoracic rotation. And again, we're working on separating the upper body from the lower body from the upper body. Most of you, when you did this test, you had pretty good thoracic rotation. But again, the goal of this test is for you to feel your upper body separated from the lower body. So Sam is going to rotate to one side, and when she gets to a point to where she can't go anymore, she's going to lean towards the side that she rotated to for about 6 seconds. She's going to come back up, and then she's going to rotate a little further. All right, so you can see she's able to go a little further each time, and then you just go to the point to where you can't rotate anymore. And then take it to the other side, and again, try to hold for at least 6 seconds or so. 3 at a minimum, but 6 is ideal. So rotating, she can't go anymore, leaning to that one side. This is what we call a PNF stretch, a proprioceptive neuromuscular facilitation. So basically you stretch, you tense the muscles, then after the muscles relax, you're able to stretch a little bit more, all right? So then again, this exercise is great for separating the upper body from the lower body, improving that thoracic rotation. Do it about 3 times each side. The last thing we're gonna have you do is hand strengthening. So as our gift to you, we're gonna give you all some tennis balls, all right? This is a great way to strengthen your hands. Remember, we did the hand dynamometer to test your grip strength. And so across the board, we're gonna need to improve our grip strength. And when we say grip strength, we're not just talking about the muscles in the hand, but we're also talking about the muscles in the forearm area. And again, if we want to generate power, we want power coming from all body parts there. So what you're going to do is just with the ball, 5 minutes, 5 times a day, you're just going to work it in your hand. So pretend it's like some pizza dough or bread dough and you're kneading it in your hand. You're going to give that thumb, see how she has the thumb not really too involved. We really want to get those other fingers involved as well. You can throw the thumb in there every so often. And you can do 1 finger, 2 fingers at a time, 3 fingers, really kind of mix it up. But what we really want you to do is working those muscles. Now, currently she has her hand in a supinated position, and I'm gonna have her rotated about 45 degrees. And now she's in a neutral position, or actually 90 degrees, excuse me. And then again, she's gonna work those fingers, squeezing that tennis ball. Right now, they're very firm. By the end of the semester, they should be softened up a little bit. Then we're gonna rotate another 90 degrees. And so what we're doing is we're putting those forearm muscles in a different plane and working on strengthening. And so in some planes, you may feel the outer muscles working a little bit more, whereas in another plane, you'll feel the top muscles or inner muscles working a little bit more. So 5 minutes, 5 times a day, really work that ball, kind of getting your fingers all around that ball. Good. Hannah's gonna show us the down and across drill. And again, this gets your spine in the appropriate angle. So you're gonna draw a cross on the ground. You can do that with your clubs. And the first movement is that left shoulder goes down into that left upper quadrant. And then it's gonna go across the right upper quadrant. And what that does is it gives your body appropriate weight shift and also the appropriate spine angle, getting you out of that reverse spine angle position and into the proper spine angle position. This next exercise is called reach over the fence. And the goal of this one is to get your body, particularly your shoulders and your spine angle in the proper position on the backswing. So what you're gonna do is 3 times, you're gonna do a half backswing. On that 3rd backswing, you're gonna reach over the fence and grab the club and then just do a follow through swing. And again, the goal is we're trying to correct reverse spine angle. This drill helps put your spine in the appropriate angle. So Hannah's gonna show the coil exercise. On this exercise, imagine that there's a spring in between your left shoulder and your right knee. And your goal is to compress that spring and get that left shoulder pressing down to the right knee, closing that gap. All right, golfers, those are your corrective exercises. Those are your drills to address the reverse spine angle. We're going to start with those. Those will be the foundation of what you do these first few weeks. As the weeks go by, we will add on different exercises. Some of them will be group exercises, some of them will be specific to you based off your physical screen, 2D screen, as well as 3D screen. Keep those grades up, keep working hard, and we look forward to working with you all. Go Cardinals.